Hi there everybody, welcome to another video. This is one I've been meaning to make for a while actually. It's about how to factorise harder quadratics. For example, if I'd like a 2x squared plus 3x plus something, I don't know, where the coefficient of x squared isn't just 1. It's not really a cheat method. I call it the cheat method because it doesn't require as much understanding, so it's a bit of a hack really. It doesn't test understanding as much as other methods, but I do like it because it's just, in my opinion, it's the quickest and probably the simplest once you understand the methodology behind it. There are other methods how to factorise these, but I want to show you this one because not as many people are aware of this, and I think some people might be really missing out on a cool method. So let's get straight to it. I'll explain what it is. So, factorising ax squared plus bx plus c using this method. There's 5 steps to it. So the first step, always firstly check to see if there's any common factor of a, b and c, the numbers in front of the x squared, the x, and the number on its own. If so, that needs to be factorised out straight away. After that, step 2, multiply a by c. So this n number multiplied by a, then we're going to rewrite the original expression as just a single x squared plus bx plus those two n numbers multiplied together. So the n number gets multiplied by the number in front of the x squared, and then the number in front of the x squared is going to disappear for now. For step 3, we then factorise it as normal. By that, you know, the whole process of you need to find two numbers that multiply to the n number, and when you add up, give you the number of x's. Step 4, we then change the values in the brackets into fractions by writing them over the value a. So the number we forgot about and multiplied by c, we put back in underneath the numbers in the brackets. Finally, step 5, simplify the fractions from step 4 as much as possible. If a denominator still exists, something bigger than 1 I mean, shove this value in front of the x in the bracket and then we're sorted. Those 5 steps will become much easier when I illustrate how they work. So that seems quite abstract. Let's apply it now, and give me 5 or so minutes, you'll think this is easy. Example 1, factorise 2x squared plus 5x plus 2. I'm going to get these steps up and ready just as a reminder for us. Here they are. So, step 1. Always firstly check to see if there's any common factor of a, b and c. Factorise it out immediately. 2, 5 and 2 have no common factors, so step 1, don't need to do anything there. Step 2, multiply that number by 2. So 2 multiplied by 2 is going to give us 4. So for step 2, I just need to write x squared plus 5x plus 4. Step 3, factorise this one as normal. So two numbers that multiply to 4 add up to 5. They're going to be 1 and 4. So then I just write x plus 1, x plus 4. Step 4, I'm going to change these numbers in the brackets into fractions by writing them over a. So I'm going to write these numbers here as fractions over 2. So for step 4, I'm going to write x plus 1 over half and x plus 4 over 2. That 2 comes from this number here. Just write it over there. Then it says, simplify the fractions from step 4 as much as possible. If the denominator still exists, something bigger than 1, we're going to shove this value in front of the x. So a half is as simple as it goes. So I put that 2 on front of the x because I've still got a denominator there. 4 over 2 I can just simplify to 2 because 4 divided by 2 is 2. So this one just becomes 2x plus 1. And 4 divided by 2 is 2. So I just do that as normal. That's just x plus 2. So that's the final answer, 2x plus 1, x plus 2. Or you could put x plus 2 first, and then 2x plus 1 after. Let's have a look at another one. Factorise 4x squared plus 3x minus 7. So step 1, is there any common factor between 4, 3 and 7? There's not, so I can just go straight on to the next step. So now I'm going to multiply a by c. So I do 4 multiplied by minus 7, which gives me minus 28. And then I just rewrite single x squared plus 3x minus 28. Next step, factorise it as normal. Two numbers that multiply to minus 28, but if I add them together give me 3. With a bit of thinking, you should convince yourself that those two numbers are positive 7 and minus 4. So write that. Step 4, we put this a back in as fractions underneath these numbers. So step 4, I write 7 over 4, then x minus 4 over 4. Step 5, we're going to simplify these fractions. So 4 over 4, that just becomes obviously 1. 7 over 4 won't simplify, So I bung the bottom number in front of the x, so then get 4x plus 7. So my final factorised answer is 4x plus 7, x minus 1. Let's try example 3. Example 3, same idea, again step 1. So 6, 13 and 5, do these have any common factors in them? No, they don't, so I'm free to move on. Step 2, again we're going to multiply both end numbers together. So 6 multiplied by 5 will give me 30. Then forget about that 6 for now and just write a single x squared plus 13x plus 30. Now, like you've seen before, we think of two numbers which multiply to 30 and add up to 13. Those two numbers will be 10 and 3 in any order. So now I write x plus 10, x plus 3. We now remember that 6 by shoving it underneath these numbers here and making fractions out of them. So we've got x plus 10 over that 6, and then x plus 3 over that 6. Step 5, we now need to simplify these fractions. So 10 over 6, I can simplify that to 5/3, and 3/6 is the same as a half. On this occasion, I've got bottom numbers left on both fractions, so shove both of them to the front of each respective x. So shove the 3 in front of this x here, shove that 2 in front of the final x in the final bracket. That then gives me 3x's plus 5, and the final one is just 2x plus 1. So let's have a look at a fourth and final example, then you can try some on your own. So example 4, factorise 20x squared plus 2x minus 4. This is where mistakes tend to happen because people will tend to launch in to just doing 20 multiplied by minus 4, then doing step 3, 4 and 5, like we did in the first 3 examples. This is why step 1, you always need to check, is there a common factor in here that is? So before we do anything, we need to factorise out the common factor of 20, 2 and minus 4, which of course happens to be 2. So our first step 1, we factorise out that 2 to give us 2 lots of 10x squared plus 1x minus 2. Now that 2 we just leave alone throughout. That 2 we just ignore essentially and don't involve it at all. So we're just going to be working on the quadratic here highlighted in green. That 2 we leave out and don't even think about. Now we can move on to step 2. So step 2, we multiply a by c. So we do 10 multiplied by minus 2. Leave that 2 on the outside like I've said. So that becomes just a single x squared plus the x. And 10 multiplied by minus 2 gives us minus 20. Step 3, factorise this one as normal. So two numbers that add up to positive 1 and multiply to minus 20, that's going to be a positive 5 and a minus 4. So I have x plus 5, x minus 4. The next thing we need to do is to, we need to rewrite these now as fractions by writing them over this 10 here. So step 2, because it was 10x squared, we put this 5 over 10, and then the minus 4 we write as minus 4 over 10. Step 5, simplify these fractions. So again, leaving the 2 alone, 5 out of 10 is the same as 1/2, and minus 4 over 10, we can half the 4 and the 10 to give us 2/5. We have denominators in both brackets, so again we need to shove the 2 to the front here for this first bracket, shove that 5 to the front of the x here. So then finally we have our fully factorised solution, which is 2 lots of 2x plus 1 multiplied by 5x minus 2. So always check step 1, no matter how tempted it is, just to launch straight in and go on to step 2. So that's 4 examples. I've got some here for you to try next. So here they are. Pause the screen, take your time, jot them down, show all you're working, and see if you can get the correct answers, which I'm going to be revealed to you in a moment. Okay, so assuming you've done that, here are the solutions to question 1 and question 5. There we go. And with any luck, you should have got the same success and the same solutions as I have here. Question 4 and question 5, you needed to take care. You needed to factorise out a common factor first. If you've got the brackets in the opposite order, that's fine as well. So there we go. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you very much for listening. And sincerely, once again, I'll just repeat myself and say thank you a final time. If you could subscribe and share, that'd be lovely. If not to worry too much. Have fun rest of your day, and I'll see you all soon indeed. From Mr. Bailey, it's goodbye once again.